askreddit. What did a teacher do that made you automatically gain respect for them? A math teacher went to the hospital several times to visit a student who had been seriously injured in an accident. The teacher offered companionship, free tutoring, and genuine encouragement. I don't ever reply to posts. Just read. With that said, I had a doctor as a kid that visited me in the hospital that was 50 or so miles out of his way when I broke my arm. I was flabbergasted when he walked in the room. We talked for over an hour. I still remember Dr. Adam to this day. He made me feel like more than a patient. That's a big deal. I had a bowel perforation about 8 years ago. And the surgeon that saved my life did any number of great things. Helped get my insurance to cover more. Waived over $5,000 in co-insurance. Visiting me in my GP's office. His wife, and billing it through her to avoid massive out-of-network fees. But the thing that stuck with me the most is when he saw my mom in the ER 3 years later. He was walking through the ER for whatever reason, noticed and immediately recognized my mother, and ran over to check on what he assumed was me. Turns out it was my sister this time around with her own bowel issues, so he looked at her chart, talked her through what they would be doing and why, and then took his leave. Dr. Kota, you are a fucking champion and have earned my lifelong friendship and respect. Edit to add. To clarify, Dr. Kota did not falsify any insurance documentation regarding payments. I would see his wife, my GP, for a normal visit with normal copay, and he would then come in after at no charge. He also fought a war with the insurance company to be able to perform my colostomy reversal as a continuation of care. Nothing but love for that man. Dr. Kota sounds like a fucking awesome human being. I feel the same way about Dr. Akko and Dr. Wiley who worked on my knee. Dr. Akko saw me twice a day while I was in the hospital, all 45 days of it. Just was checking in on me. When he saw me in the hospital for a follow-up appointment with someone else 18 months later, rushed over to see how I was doing, see if he could help with anything, and went way above and beyond in helping me out. I saw a press release about Dr. Akko starting a new practice and I know he'll go far. He was such a great guy who really went out of his way every time I saw him. Wait a sec. How did this turn into a thread about doctors and not teachers? Subscribe and like for part 2, and more real life stories.